What's up, everyone? It's Animac here for AnimeUproar, and welcome to another episode of Rant Café 53, I believe. And in this episode, we're going to be discussing recommendations, anime recommendations specifically for the fantasy genre. So our favorite anime in the fantasy genre, the best, the worst. And the reason that I think this is a good topic is because I always see a lot of comments on our videos saying, can you give me some anime recommendations? Can you let me know which anime to watch? That kind of stuff. Any anime similar to Attack on Titan, whatever. So in this video, what we're going to be doing with this Rank Café, we're going to do this for fantasy. We're going to do talk about some of our favorite fantasy anime, how they're similar to other anime that you might like, so that you might want to check them out. We're going to be asking people in the chat what their favorite fantasy anime are. If you like a certain fantasy anime, what other anime should you check out, all that type of stuff. And then if you guys enjoy it for fantasy, we might do a similar thing for other genres in the future as well. Again, joining me today, we got our lovely panel and Recon. No, lovely panel, including...
You have to separate me from the
others. Anime Recon.
He meant including Recon. He meant including Recon.
Including, yes. Nawagata, Nuxtaku, and Somaka are here as well. What's up, guys?
Hello.
Glad to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Is this everything you fantasized about? Okay.
Pretty much.
Oh my god.
Get it? Because the topic is fans. You know.
Yes.
We get it. You're hilarious.
Thank you.
As always.
Thank you so much. We already have.
Okay, let's get into fantasy. Let's get into fantasy so we can start arguing about Sword Art Online again.
We already have, guys.
Hoorah! SAO for life.
We already have in the chat people talking about hentai, so I think this is a good start. This is a great start. Welcome, Miss Koviets. Haven't seen you in a while, man. Welcome back. And by the way, the anime merch we've been selling to support the channel has been selling quite well over the last week. So thank you, everyone who checked that out. Really appreciate it. Link in the description if you want to see what we have to offer. And yeah, who wants to start off with some fantasy anime that you really like or dislike that you want to either persuade people to check out or tell them not to check out, to stay away?
Me, Made in Abyss, last season, best anime of the year by a long shot. And it's probably one of my favorite fantasy anime of all time. Probably top 5 for sure.
I still have to finish Made in Abyss. I watched like the first 6 episodes, and I thought it was good. I liked the visuals. I definitely felt it was inspired by like Miyazaki Studio Ghibli, which I love. But then there were some issues. Like, it didn't wow me. It was kind of like that other modern classic, Recreators, where I started watching it. I thought it was fine. I thought it was fine, but it didn't speak to me. You know, it didn't force me to keep watching it for some reason. I will end up finishing though Made in Abyss because so many of you guys have said it's good. So I'm not saying it isn't. I'm definitely going to finish it. But I don't like, why Nux would you really consider it such a great anime?
So from the first 3 episodes, that's the world building was pretty much amazing. And it made you really feel like you were part of this fantasy world where everything, whole society worked around this massive chasm in the middle of their city where they had these weird artifacts and unexplored places and whatever. And it feels like setup altogether, aside from just being a great universe, it's also a great setup for what could happen. So let's say 3 to 9 or 3 to 8. I wasn't that excited. I thought they were whatever. They were sort of coasting off the world building they had. The episodes were phenomenal.
Okay, so then the last 3 episodes is what I need to watch because that's why I'm not kind of getting it.
Yeah, the last 3 episodes were one of the most riveting, emotional, whatevers. Really enjoyed it, I have to say.
Okay, so yeah, that's a good tip. Then I know, how long I have to wait to get.
And also, I have a friend of mine that's up to date in the manga, and apparently it gets even better.
Well, Manga is
that's
pretty cool. In the manga, and he really likes the manga.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So yeah, all right. I will definitely give it a chance. I think like I didn't hate it or anything like that. It was just kind of like didn't compel me to continue, but I will end up finishing it. Anyone else comments on Made in Abyss?
I actually haven't seen it. That's something that I need to check out really bad because it sounds
Like the only anime of the year that's worth watching.
Excuse me.
I thought it was great.
Magus Bride's overrated.
Oh yeah, is it? Tell me
Yeah.
why.
What happened so far? Nothing.
You like? Are you watching it?
Yeah, I'm up to date.
Like, are
What
are
happened?
you serious?
Well, Yeah, tell me one thing how the
There
plot
was
progressed.
So much
since
about
the-
Cheesay that was
episode
okay.
one.
You were the one who said that frickin' Cheesay was an amazing character, and it only proved throughout the series. Now, following up on her character build up, now you actually know more about her. You know more about
What do we know more
fairies,
about her
you know
from the end of
more,
episode
like,
one?
and not only
What do we
that,
know more about her now than from the end of episode one?
you finally know what the Slave Vega is. I'm sorry,
No, we
to call it
don't.
Slave Buggy. Yes,
Not
you
really.
do. They
We just
freaking
know that they're
explained
gonna
it throughout
die.
the series that she's like that she holds a great amount of magic. They explain so much about her. They explain that she's going to die, why Elias
that's
is
it.
so freaking obsessed with her, and why he wants to use her. They started explaining why all creatures can absorb off of her. That happened in like the second or third episode when they went to go see the craft
With the
girl.
lady, that was in the second episode. Everything you said was in the second episode. All these things that we learned about the slave baggy. Aside
No,
from that,
because
there were
you
more
didn't realize
episodic
the
stories.
relationship. There's more development between the relationship of Elias and Cheesay. There's so
But
much
there was
there
no
right
real
now.
development in that relationship, was there?
Yes, there is. You're starting to get a slight. Okay, they said in the last episode they called him just a monster in human form. First of all, you didn't even like. Now you're starting to learn more about Elias in the new episode. Before, in previous episodes, they were stating like he couldn't feel what they feel, but for some reason he's having a very big protective instinct over her, as you've seen in the last two episodes. So there's so much buildup, I think, happening, but they're doing it so subtly and so calming. You know what I mean? And not only that, it is like everybody has like a really dull voice. I'm not going to lie. Everybody talks very dull, so it may seem like all this information isn't being blasted in your face, but it is. And they're going through the manga pretty quick. They're going through the manga at a nice, decent rate, so you don't feel like it's being dragged out forever.
Oh, this is a decent rate. Look, I'm not saying I hate it. It's just not amazing.
Okay, so I think a shonen fan like Nux, he likes his, big battles and kamehamehas and shit, so that's why, he can't appreciate the subtlety. No,
The subtlety.
I'm joking,
of
but it is
Magus-
funny that
And
you
me
made a
personally,
video
I don't like it.
praising Ancient Magus Bride, but then on Rant Café, which you don't think your fans will see, you're like, fuck that, it's overrated.
I vaguely
Yeah.
remember making a video on Magus Bride explaining how in the first episode the character development was great. And I also remember saying in my honest descriptions that on the season that it was very slow moving and that the plot didn't really develop and that it was overrated.
Well,
It's,
to be honest, I don't watch your videos. No, I'm kidding, I do. But I think in terms of Ancient Magus Bride, there isn't that much fast-paced action. That's true, but I think that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's kind of like a more chilled-out show. I like the world building. I like the crazy magic stuff that's clearly based on various mythologies. So I'm finding it, interesting. I really like the music. The visuals are amazing. Like the visuals are just phenomenal.
The art's wonderful. The world's great. The plot's
See, this is
zero.
the thing. This is the thing. This is the whole entire thing. From an avid anime viewer, you're going to be looking at stuff, probably, especially if you're a male, you're going to be going at this thing at a kind of shonen aspect to every new anime that you're watching. So you're expecting not only you don't want your episodes dragged out, but you do want action, and you do want some kind of reveal at the end of each episode that feels like you're giving development to the story and the characters themselves.
There's
So-
a lot of romance anime that I really like. I like Lovely
yeah.
Complex, and I like Golden Time, and I like
That's the same
Toradora.
thing. That's the same
But
exact
not-
thing. At the end of
Very
each
good, but I
episode,
think
you
the
have something
romance,
to
all of
resolve.
those three that I've mentioned was done better than the romance aspect, at least, of Magus Bride.
They
I-
have to do it subtly because it was subtle throughout the whole
It's
entire
not,
manga.
it's not that it's subtle, it's that it didn't happen.
Yeah,
There was
I would
none.
agree
It
with
is
Nux.
happening.
I
It's
would agree
starting
with
to
Nux.
unfold in front of you.
I
It's
would
not
agree.
going to like this is the whole entire thing. You're not going to get the whole extra blush. You're not going to get the heart racing when they touch each other. You're not going to get the build up that you get in an average, anime with
Okay,
romance
don't tell
when
me
they
what
go
I'm
to
not
hold a
getting.
hand.
Tell me what I got. I don't care what I'm not getting.
It's
What
just
did I
more
get?
real. They're trying to make it more.
What development was there? At the end of episode 1, he says,
just told you.
"Listen, girlie, I'm
No, that's
gonna
what I was
marry you,"
trying to
and
get
she's
at.
like, "Okay, cool."
That was
Okay,
what I was
one at a
trying to get
time,
at before
one
in
at a
my
time
previous statement. That you're used to having that at the end of each episode, and this is an actual freaking build-up story, and it's not going to be like every single anime cliche. Are they going to put them in there to keep anime people happy? Hell yeah, they are. You've already seen it throughout the episodes, but they're trying to make this more realistic. You know what I mean?
No, I don't, because I'm trying to watch something that I want to enjoy.
Can we move
Okay?
on, please? Because I'm getting bored of this.
Okay, Recon, do you like Magus Bride?
I haven't even watched it, so I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about? Can we move
Suck,
on?
Recon.
Can we
Yeah,
move
but
on to something?
Recon only watches harems, obviously.
No,
But
I
listen,
don't watch harems. I'm just, I'm just.
The point
Look,
with
okay.
the point
You compare
is,
Magus Bride to Mushishi, there's no
Okay,
competition.
here's the problem right now. You both are talking. Me and Soul haven't even said shit yet. Can we have a chance to talk?
Do you have
Hold
anything
on,
to say
hold
about
on,
Magus
hold
Bride,
on,
Mushishi, or
hold
anything?
on. The point is, talking about Ancient Magus Bride as a current fantasy anime is very relevant, and I think that it is definitely a high, like a straight up fantasy. It's strong fantasy elements. They're not just in the background. They're very, prominent in the show. So I think that it's a very good topic to talk about. I don't. Caster for Life in the chat said that the relationship between Elias and Chise is just weird, and I agree 100%. I don't get any romance from this relationship. He
Pretty much
needs
not.
her for something, but he's also kind of like, obviously he has some compassion for her as a creature, a living creature that's been unfortunate. Why would she feel any romance towards him other than she feels worthless in her life? He's finally treating her like a human being, so she's grateful, but that's not romantic to me. There's no romance there. And if they did have romance at this point, that would be completely contrived.
Well, I'm going to be honest, the romance doesn't start building up in the manga until way later on. And the reason for them doing this is because he got Chise when she was pretty young. And as she starts aging and becoming into a woman, then he starts also realizing and developing that he's not what he thinks he is. I'm not trying to get away spoilers, but
Well, look, I don't want to discuss that even really right now for the six or seven episodes that aired already. I don't see the appeal that much. I like it. It's not like I don't like it. Beautiful art, great fantasy, whatever. I'm not overly impressed by it.
Well, that's okay. You don't have
I
to
think
be
it's
overly impressed. I'm not overly impressed by a lot of stuff that other people are overly impressed by. But I think that it's definitely something I'm giving a chance to. Also, Nux, you're
Absolutely.
wrong when you say stuff like the only anime of this year worth watching is Made in Abyss. I don't know what your standards
only
now
great anime
suddenly
this year
are
is Made
for
in
anime.
Abyss. Only
I
great
don't know what
anime.
your standards now suddenly are. However, there's really fun anime out there. Like I keep saying, Garo Vanishing Line it's not some kind of philosophical masterpiece, but it's a really fun action anime that I enjoy and look forward to watching. And unlike Made in Abyss, I keep watching it because it actually draws me in and it's entertaining.
Well, it didn't work for me.
I think that for Made in Abyss, it kind of has the same effect on me as Magus Bride has for you. It's good art and all that stuff, but the story doesn't draw me in. Like, why is this girl?
When
why
Made in Abyss,
do actual guides, adult guides, allow her to enter the abyss with some robot that no one knows what he is? Like that's bad plot. That's
do
just
you want me to defend the plot?
Well, it's just
is that
bad.
what you're asking?
If she just ran away, it would have been one thing. But she had actual
They
adults
did run away.
support her in doing this.
Don't support her. She did run away.
No, there was a guy. In episode 3 or 4, an adult guy helps her escape.
Yeah, the Black Whistle guy. Remember, with the beard? He's
that's because that
husband
dude was
to
like her father or something, or I don't know.
Observation woman that has like the.
Okay,
the
that's because
library
she's
or
a psycho, the observation woman, and he didn't get there yet.
No, she's not a psycho. I'm not talking about Ozan.
Oh.
See, this is why Nux gets triggered when I point out flaws in his stuff he likes, but he likes to point out flaws in other things. Interesting.
I didn't notice any flaws you pointed out.
I just told you an adult.
What
let
adult? Which adult?
Oh my
Have you
God.
seen the show?
The Black Whistle
They
guy?
escaped.
There's only
They
one.
run away.
The Black Whistle guy. There is only one.
Black Whistle guy. That's because he's apparently like her godfather or something.
That would make it even less likely for him to want to put her in danger like
And
that.
the robot has what kind of weapon? I don't know.
A laser blaster.
Recon, did you finish it?
Also,
Yes, I did.
Also, Nux.
Did you like it?
Yep, loved it. Can't wait for next season.
Also, Nux.
Damn.
Again, you agree with Recon. Interesting.
I know this is not good. This is not good.
Well, I like Made in Abyss. So what? It's very good show.
the other thing is the guy who runs the orphanage clearly could have stopped her but didn't. So that's a second adult. He knew what was going to happen.
I don't think
and
he could have stopped her.
He gave him a head start even though he knew what was going to happen.
He gave Reg the note. Remember saying that? Oh yeah, you got like 24 hours. I'm coming for you in the morning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he did send her that letter. Yes.
I will take your resignation now, Nux. Thank you.
He's testing her, Animac. He's testing.
By the way, in the chat, OP Trevster has really been wanting to talk about the 7 Deadly Sins fantasy anime that's coming next season, winter 2018. A lot of hype around that anime, so definitely we can talk about that. Has everyone here seen 7 Deadly Sins?
I actually have only
Yes,
seen
sir.
2 episodes.
What?
I've only seen 2 episodes.
Okay, you only
we shouldn't really talk about it then.
Okay, yeah.
No,
so
no, you can talk about it. You can talk about it. I'll eventually watch it.
No,
None
we're
of my
not. We're not.
spoilers.
That's major spoilers. No, we can't talk about it. We can't watch that.
Okay, so 7 Deadly Sins is an adventure anime that's not like your average shonen. The characters, the main cast, are overpowered, and it's done well for overpowered characters.
Merlin is best girl.
Well, that didn't really spoil much, did it?
So it's interesting you say that, Nux, because I know Soul Manga thinks that 7 Deadly Sins is just like every other shonen, it's very generic. Meanwhile, I definitely like 7 Deadly Sins for its characters. In terms of like the power scaling, a lot of that stuff doesn't make sense. A lot of it is just like seems like ass-pulls in many cases.
Yeah, for sure. No,
However,
the point of 7 Deadly Sins, it's a fun cast, and they're having a fun time adventuring in a fun scenario where they're going to save country or whatever.
So it doesn't matter what the
it's
plot
not-
is, so long as it's fun.
I heard it's also I heard it was like really funny. Like I heard it was hilarious, and they make fun of other anime
Yeah,
like
there's good
cliches.
humor. I don't know about that, but there's good humor in there. I don't know. I liked it. I enjoyed it, not for anything deep, but at least it's not your, protagonist with no powers that gets powers that becomes the wizard, king, ninja, lord, Hokage, whatever.
Your classic crybaby underdog becomes the greatest.
Right.
But
At
I
least we don't have
definitely-
that.
The 2 things about 7 Deadly Sins that I think are really its strong suits are A, the characters being really interesting and fun and relatable, and you like them. And not just the main character, but like several characters are really cool, and the strong humor aspect to it. So there's a strong humor aspect to it in this. So like Nux says, I personally would not enjoy it on like some kind of deep level, but in terms of it being just like a fun, funny anime with interesting characters, 100% enjoy it quite a bit.
I mean, there are their ass pulls also. I mean, there's this, there's the little midget guy who turns out to be the massive knight guy who's like an undead fairy who turned out to be like some reanimated whatever. I mean, there are issues with the show too, but in all, it's a good time. And it knows that it's just there to be a good time, and that's really nice. It's not trying to be melodramatic.
Yeah, well, I could say the same thing about Fairy Tail.
Oh, well, you want to talk about Fairy Tail? It's a fantasy.
No, I'm just saying.
Yay, Fairy Tail
saying.
for the win!
I'm just saying I could say the same thing about Fairy Tail.
Well, except Fairy Tail. Okay, you want
No,
don't
don't
list
talk
flaws
about
for Fairy Tail?
No.
No, but I'm just saying the same things you said, which were the good points. are the same things about Fairy Tail.
Well, I think they're done better in Seven Deadly Sins. Although you're right, that is the enjoyable aspect to Fairy Tail. The familial part, how the guild operates, is really fun. I like that. I really like the Grand Magic games. I thought it was really fun.
Mm-hmm.
But when they
The thing is,
fail.
the thing is with Fairy Tail is that it went on for a much longer period of time, whereas Seven Deadly Sins has only had one season. So you could say that, Seven Deadly Sins might go in the same direction as Fairy Tail, as they have to produce more and more material and lose its charm, right? Because it's still early, so it's kind of hard to compare the two. But in the early episodes, I felt Fairy Tail had a lot of humor as well. It was quite entertaining too, wouldn't you say?
Well, I don't know. I liked, my favorite parts of Fairy Tail were the parts between the arcs. Like, there were the massive story arcs where you have your 6 main good guys or your 4 main good guys that go in. Each main good guy fights a main bad guy of that arc, wins, turns that bad guy good, and then Natsume gets a crazy power-up. Either he eats ether nano or golden flames or whatever the hell, beats the main bad guy, and that's the arc, right? Half the bad guys become good, the other half are in jail.
My favorite arc
that's
when,
lovely.
When Natsume was fighting the dragons, when the dragons were attacking. That was my
pretty
favorite
good.
arc. That was a really good arc.
Well, that was sort of right after the Grand Magic games.
Yes, it was.
So I like the Grand Magic games just because that's the fun part of Fairy Tail that I like. I don't like the dramatic parts to Fairy Tail because I think it sucks at them. But
No.
it really, yeah.
No. No.
Yeah.
No.
Every bad guy becomes good. Why? Why does every bad guy become good?
Here's the reason.
Every single one.
If you can't beat them, you join them. That's the answer.
Tell me one bad guy that stayed bad. Tell me one bad guy. And there's like bad guys.
I don't think any of them stayed
turned
bad.
good.
So yeah, they turned to good because they said to themselves, if I can't beat them, I'll just join them. So yeah, that's what they did.
Look, buddy, bad guy. No one died either. No one died, and no one stayed bad. Hello, what's going on? Jalal,
Okay,
No one has to die. Basically.
So Matt, the storyteller in the chat, pointed out that in both Fairy Tail and Seven Deadly Sins, no one really seems to die. So that is a good point.
That's
I
an
would agree
issue.
with that as
That's
well.
absolutely an issue with Seven. But at least bad guys die in Seven Deadly Sins.
Oh,
Fairy Tail,
Acnologia stayed bad. Just
Fairy Tail is like the
Acnologia
board,
stayed bad.
okay? Fairy
No,
Tail
bad
is the board.
guys-
They just assimilate.
What? No. No. Fairy Tail. You tell me all the bad guys in Fairy Tail turn good. Is that what you're saying?
Every single bad guy in Fairy Tail turns good. Unless they're like a demon or something. Then they could die.
How come that came out like a mumble there?
What?
Did you start trying to retract it as the words left your mouth?
He did.
What?
It was cool. It was cool.
Yeah,
I missed
unless
that.
they're a demon and such, and also suddenly now not all bad guys stay alive and become
But
good.
almost every bad guy is a human.
You see,
like,
you see how that happens. Do you see how that happens?
no? Didn't
Not,
say it.
not all the bad guys are human. There are also dragon bad guys. So yeah.
The dragon bad guys. There was one dragon bad guy.
Yeah, and he stayed bad.
You didn't know that. You didn't read the manga yet. You don't know what's gonna happen to Acnologia.
Yeah, I know, but I'm pretty sure he's still
Okay,
bad.
Recon, shut down. Recon, shut down.
Why are you telling me
Not
to shut down?
shut
I'm
up.
not the one who's
Shut down.
raging.
Oh, I'm saying you got shut down because you tried to say something and Nux got you with the manga, which is what I always do to him with My Hero
For
Academia
fuck's
too.
sake
But that's
with the
okay.
manga, man.
And
It
Attack
doesn't
on Titan,
matter if I
but
don't
that's
read
okay.
the manga. Who cares about the fucking manga?
Well, that's the manga is the canon. That's the most important thing, fucker. Like, what are you talking about? That's the source material. The manga is the source material.
So you're telling me Nux has also read the manga? Is that correct?
Nux knows enough not to expect anything from Fairy Tail.
By the way, Matt in the chat is apparently serious. What's up,
In other
man?
words,
Also-
yeah, and he don't want to admit it.
Gorgeous Gramac said that I shit all over Naruto for no one dying in there. You must be having me confused with someone else because I didn't even see that much of Naruto to be able to shit on
And
it.
a lot of people die. Not enough. Not
Yeah,
nearly
yeah.
enough. But
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I don't want to list them, just spoilers, but
Yes.
lots of people die.
That's a double false in your claim right there. I'll tell you. Because
Okay,
yeah,
I'm
Animac
listening.
does not. No, not you. The person who made the comment. Because
Can we
Animac
talk about
never talks about Naruto because he doesn't know Naruto.
guys? Can
So
we
it'd be
talk about
silly
the best fantasy?
Yeah, everyone
anime of
learns
all
from
time?
Animac. He doesn't talk about what he doesn't know. It's very important. Right, Recon?
Good one.
Well, yeah, why not? Yeah, sure.
Taker or Tasker says, has anyone seen A Lull in the Sea? I have. Very interesting fantasy anime. I thought the first season was a bit slow, but then the second season gets really good. So I personally enjoyed that anime. It's one of those kind of like the Ancient Magus Bride in the sense that it's kind of, slow paced. You got to kind of take it in. So it's like a slice of life / magic anime, a lot of heavily based on like Japanese mythology. And yeah, overall I enjoyed it, even though the first season was a bit slow for me. I don't know if anyone else has seen it. It's also known as Nagi Asu.
Nope, haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Nagi.
Yeah.
Well,
See,
I'm
when
sure
you say
Soul
that
has read the
title, I
manga
know.
and the other manga and all the mangas.
No. All I did is watch the anime. But yeah, that was a good anime for me, though. The wrong girl got chose in the end. But that's all I have to say about
Are
it.
you talking about Nagi no Asakura?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one is a very good show. I like that.
Yeah. But the wrong girl got chose in the end. That's
Yeah,
all.
I know.
But yeah. One I would recommend to people is Utawareru Mono.
Utsuwari Mono.
was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it came out
Decent show.
2006.
That thing,
Recon,
that was
so
25 episodes, right? I think I dropped
Yes.
it.
yeah,
Yeah,
It was
that one.
decent for me, not the best.
It was I know it's signing though, isn't it? So I know you
Yeah.
have trouble dealing with that. It's okay.
How about we talk about the best fantasy anime of all time? The best. Of the
Magi.
best. No, not
High School
Magi.
DxD.
Oh my god! Please
No,
don't.
not High School. High School DxD is mostly a harem. I'm
But
saying
it's
like
still
the best of all the best.
Please no.
We're all gonna start crying. Are you
No,
ready?
no. You're not gonna
No.
start crying. I promise you,
I
you're
know
not.
what he's gonna
If it's
say.
known by 3 letters, then
The
no.
best
I
fantasy.
know what
Don't
he's
say
gonna
Sword Art
say.
Online. Sword Art Online's not fantasy.
Yes, it is.
Don't.
No, it's not. It's sci-fi.
Yes, technically Sword Art Online is sci-fi with fantasy elements.
Yeah.
Mox
Oh,
is
But
correct.
No. It is fantasy.
a
I'm
better
pretty sure it is
fantasy-
fantasy.
A better fantasy would be Wolf's Rain. Wolf's Rain. would
Actually,
be-
when
That's
I
a better
looked up
fantasy.
fantasy anime,
First of all, it's actually
Sword
a
Art Online
fantasy.
was like the
That's
first
step
3.
one.
yeah.
What?
Nox, chill, bro. Now, what were you gonna say?
when I looked up fantasy anime for this year, Sword Art Online was like in the top 3.
Yay!
Yeah, but
Well,
that's
apparently
the thing.
someone
Told
just got
you.
it classified fantasy.
I'm sorry, Animac, but you just got shut down, bro.
But no, it's
No, you
technically
no,
not
you just
true.
got shut down. You just
I did not
Nice
shut him
comeback,
down.
Rico.
I was not shutting down with SAO. I did not shut him down. Stop this.
No, because he just said that SAO is not a fantasy.
SAO's not a fantasy.
It is
It's
Rico.
not. It has fantasy elements. I do agree with him on there. It is sci-fi, but it has fantasy elements. And because it's such a popular show, it's going to be on the top of lists.
Recon, you first of all, nice comeback. Second of all, the thing is that there are a lot of anime that have elements of sci-fi and fantasy. The reason that Sword Art Online is technically sci-fi is because everything is happening in a game for which you need technology, futuristic technology, to access.
Yes,
However,
I know, but
once
the
you
game
get
is
in
fantasy.
the game, it's a fantasy game. So in that sense, it has aspects of fantasy. Do you understand?
Yes, I do understand, but it takes place in a fantasy game, so it's
So-
In a
fantasy.
game, though, yeah. So it's
So
there's
if
fantasy
there was
elements.
It doesn't really have to
Like
relate to
sci-fi.
real life.
If there was a high school romance anime and one guy has a dream where he's slaying a dragon, is it a fantasy anime?
If it's
Elements,
focused
I
on the
believe.
dream, then yeah.
Yeah, so it
No?
is a crucial. Fantasy elements are crucial in Sword Art Online. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We can talk about Sword Art Online if you guys want. But I do want to point out that there's and people in
Yeah,
the
I'd
chat
love to
have
talk
pointed
about
this out
SAO.
as well. People in the chat have pointed this out as well that there's an anime like Code Geass, which has fantasy elements and a lot of sci-fi elements like mechas, right? And there's a bunch of anime like that where there's a lot of fantasy, but also a lot of sci-fi, and it's like almost sometimes even matched, sometimes more sci-fi, but with a hint of fantasy. Another popular thing that's been mentioned in the chat is Fate series.
Magi. Damn you.
Okay, fine. We'll talk about Magi right
later,
after.
Nux.
But Fate series, personally, I liked Fate Zero and Unlimited Blade Works. but I did not like Apocrypha at all. So
No one
yeah,
liked
I'm
Apocrypha.
not like a Fate series fan, but I like some of it. But I'm not like anything Fate. I'm like, yes. I don't know. What do you
So
guys
for
think?
me, I didn't really like Unlimited Blade Works, to be honest. I thought the animation was nice, but like the plot was meh and the characters were fair. But I like Fate Zero very much.
What
Fate,
about
Fate
Apocrypha?
Fate for me is it's always been that the highlight is the servants, and that's the focus, and that's all it is. It's like fan service of servants. That's what it feels like. To
What
me.
about Apocrypha?
No one likes Apocrypha.
Yeah, I know.
What about Studio Ghibli movie?
Oh yeah, I love Ghibli so much. Like,
Which
Mary
one?
and the Witch's
Most of-
Flower?
Oh, no, that's Poncho, but it is like a new Ghibli, like Ghibli 2.0, but that's actually Studio Poncho.
I haven't seen it. Is it good?
I don't know. I want to see it. I really want to see it, but yeah.
Oh, I was
'Cause
hoping you'd
basically
seen
there
it
were-
because you have a kid.
Yeah, no. No, basically they've tested out a new way of like cutting down the time to make a movie. Because normally like they take like 4 years. This one they did in I think it was 2. So
wow.
they want to see like how well going forward, how well it can do as as it saves time and it means they can make more movies.
Yeah, that's an amazing idea.
yeah, a lot of people are talking about Attack on Titan in the chat. That's one of those again where it's like I feel both fantasy and sci-fi because I
There's
think
a lot more
I think
yeah.
action. I think action fantasy more than anything.
Yeah.
but to me
Where
a
the
lot
fuck?
of
I don't really see any sci-fi in there in Attack on Titan.
that's because you don't read the manga and you don't watch my video.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah, don't talk. Just Recon, don't talk, man. Don't
No, I
talk.
want
Don't
to
know.
say my opinion, Animac. You can't
Wait,
tell
This
me.
is great.
yeah,
You're not
Because
gonna
your opinion is uninformed. Your opinion
Yeah,
is
in a bunch of
Animac
rant
talk.
cafes.
Make his
In a
point.
few rant cafes, we're all just gonna be sitting here like sheep, and Animac is gonna
Look,
like take
Animac,
over.
the reason why I didn't
I
watch your
should take
Attack on
over.
Titan.
You guys are all talking over each other, and Recon is just talking out of his ass because he
The
doesn't
reason
Don't
why
read I
doesn't
love
have
it when he
enough
talks
say
like that.
to make an opinion.
The reason why I didn't watch your Attack on Titan videos is because you talk about the manga. And you're gonna spoil
Read
this
the
shit for
manga,
me.
man. Read
No!
the freaking manga.
Fuck
Sit
you.
down and read something then.
Fuck you, I'm not gonna read the
Jeez.
manga, bro.
Like you can't talk
You read
about stuff
subtitles,
when
man.
you don't know. You're limited by the fact that you don't know. So at least don't pretend like you know. If you don't know, just say, guys, I don't know. This is what I think. But they're like, oh no, it's not, guys. And it's like, but bro, you don't know the story. Oh well, fuck you.
I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah.
Great ass impression.
The
Fantastic
point is,
impression.
Yeah.
that I have a theory that a lot of Attack on Titan stuff is supposed to be sci-fi, but not realistic sci-fi, but an aspect of sci-fi. So it's
Okay,
still
please
outrageous sci-fi.
explain to
but
me where the sci-fi in Attack on Titan. Please
Buddy,
tell
the
me.
point is, it's gonna all be man-made. That's what
Wait,
he's
wait,
saying.
wait,
It's gonna
wait.
end up
Let him
as some
explain.
man-made thing.
Let him
At the end of the
explain.
day, at the end of the day, Recon, there's a thing called Titan science. So for once the word science is used, it then becomes scientific, which
All
then
right, fine.
turns it into sci-fi.
Oh, fine. It's your opinion. I'm gonna respect your opinion, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's
no,
my
it's fine.
opinion of what I've read in the chapters of the manga.
I love these opinions.
Okay,
In
Animac. I respect
in my
your
personal
opinion.
opinion,
Experiment.
Deku is
Yeah.
stronger than All Might. That's my opinion.
What?
What? What is
In
it?
my-
Wow, that came out of left field.
In my opinion, yeah, opinions
In
are
your
great.
opinion, what?
In my opinion, All Might died at the end of the first season.
What? Okay. All right, then.
Opinions are great if they go against the source material. It's a nice
Yeah,
way to say I don't know what's happening, but okay, listen.
Have any of you guys seen Tower of Druaga?
No.
That was
No,
a
I
good
haven't,
transition there,
actually.
Maka.
Yeah, I thought we'd bring us back on topic before someone else starts crying. Tower of Druaga, anyone?
No, I've
No,
never heard of it.
Sorry.
Neither have I.
Okay. That's a
no, actually, one fantasy anime that I was wanted to get into that I never started was Natsume Yujin Soul, you must have watched it.
Natsume Yujincho. Yes, I did. Yes, I really loved that one. That one was like how can I explain it?
It's like 6 seasons or
wait.
something. No?
Yeah. His grandma owned this like book diary, yeah, and basically she could see spirits in it. So what she used to do, she used to get rid of the spirits in it, you know, that were troubling people. Think of her like an exorcist, but your friendly neighborhood exorcist. And what she would do is she would challenge the spirits to like some type of game or some kind of, you know, challenge. And then when she defeated them, she would then seal them in the book. So basically,
so-
what it is now the grandson, our new like main character here, he's now inherited this book. And basically, a lot of the spirits are coming to him because they're like, "Oh, we want our soul back. Give us our soul back." You know, some of them are trying to attack him. He's then got another spirit that's trying to defend him because it says from the first episode, it wants to get the book back. It wants him to like release all the souls so it can take the book back and devour his soul instead. So it's basically protecting him from others because it wants to eat him. Kind of reminds me of that what was it, Tora, Ushio no Tora or Ushio to Tora. Yeah, it's like kind of like that, but not as kiddie with the setup in it. It feels more seinen. And then basically you're having like adventures in like these each like couple of episodes of the encounter with said spirit wanting their soul back, and then some kind of challenge or some kind of thing he needs to help them, like assist them with, you know, to like bring peace to their
So
soul.
I heard great things about Natsume Yujinsho.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Okay, so I feel like thank you, Soul, for that like calm conversation. I feel like no one has gotten triggered in like 2 minutes. So can we talk about another good anime airing this season that's magic?
How about
No, there aren't any.
Oh,
It's
good.
just
Black
about
Oh,
Clover.
Black Clover. That one thing I love about Black Clover is the perfection in its writing. It's like they know exactly what they're doing. I don't think there was a wasted minute in the entire anime until this point.
See, whenever something comes out shitty, for some reason they knew what they were doing. They did it on purpose. You know,
They're geniuses.
this shit is so
You don't
bad that
understand.
they had to
The
do it on
fact that it
purpose.
was
Like
three
they
episodes
just had
to
to.
adapt one
Yeah,
chapter was
I don't care
brilliant.
what anyone says. You know, they must have done it on purpose. You know.
The best part is the 3-minute recap at the beginning of each episode. That is crucial to understand the story.
Yes,
That's
yes.
cool. No, that's
just
okay
like-
to have that. Because
just
there's
like
people
the,
that do watch it every week.
Yeah, I could say
I
just
love
like the 5-minute like catch up on every episode of One Piece, isn't it?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
The reason they do that is because they got 50 episodes.
And
So
for
they need
that,
to fill that shit up. That's
and then
basically
they're aimed at the mental age of a 6-year-old.
Actually, there are parts of the arcs when shit gets serious and they don't do the recaps. Like, I mean, they do it, but it's like for like 2 minutes, and then they start flowing into what's actually happening now, and then they show the intro and they just go off right away, and they try to almost make it like a how would you say it, like today's kind of sitcoms or series that you see on television. They try to do it like that for a little bit.
Maka, can I ask you a question? If you'd have tried as hard as you can, would you have been able to adapt Black Clover as badly? I don't think so. I don't think so.
He hasn't even answered you.
Wait, how can you? No, I don't understand about adapting something so badly. First of all, you're going on as if the source material is actually good.
Well, it can't be happening, can it?
the point is that every question that Nux asks is rhetorical. You guys should know that by now. But the second thing is, I'm enjoying Black Clover for what it is for now. I might get bored of it. I don't know. But I'm enjoying it for what it is for now. I don't care what you guys say. But Nux,
Nux.
since I know you're waiting for it, why don't we talk about Magi?
I didn't want to talk about Manga.
Magi. No, I want to talk about Magi.
I thought you wanted to talk about Magi because you
Let's
said
talk One
before.
Piece.
Didn't you say before that Magi is like a better version of Black Clover, like an actual good magic show? So there's a recommendation.
Very good magic.
You're saying for people who might be disappointed with Black Clover or even who like it, you would tell them to check out Magi.
I wouldn't really say Magi has anything to do with Black Clover, to be honest. Black Clover, again, shonens or even fantasies. Yeah. When I look at shonens or even fantasies, basically put it in two categories. One is underdog protagonist trying to get somewhere, and like the other one is everything else. like it's hard for me to even consider, you know, Naruto and whatever, and My Hero Academia and Black Clover. It's hard to put that in the group of Seven Deadly Sins and Magi and whatever. It's a fantasy, but it's not the same angle as every other one.
What about UQ Holder then?
What about it?
Oh,
It's
UQ
another
Holder.
magical show, isn't it? Fantasy
UQ Holder,
magic.
yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's nothing amazing. It's not terrible.
Okay.
Very good harem.
So what do you think is better, that or?
Adam, there's no girls.
I'm talking about the new UQ Holder.
UQ Holder has this one genderless creature.
Yeah.
Yes, I know there is also a guy dressed as a girl. I know that.
No, he's not a guy
No,
dressed
there
as a girl. He can switch
No.
gender.
He is that person is not male or female.
No, he
Yes.
can switch gender.
So he's other. Okay.
Yeah.
He's other, exactly.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's great. Best.
Anyways, the
Yeah,
manga I
remember.
recommend you all to watch is Sinbad no Boken. Just watch that,
I suggest you actually watch it in order. That's
Oh,
a crazy
I agree
idea.
with that.
Or
You should-
watch Sinbad no Boken isn't even related to the other manga, so you can watch it however you want.
Honestly, you should watch it every second episode. Like watch 1, 3, then go back to 2, 4.
Oh my
and then
God.
No,
Okay, you know what,
not
just watch it in
despite
order.
his constant yelling into his microphone is right, I think, about Magi. You should watch it in order. And Sinbad is a good compliment to it. I mean, you could watch it out of order, but why?
that'd be stupid, right?
But they're
It's a
not even
great
related
fantasy.
but the stories are not even related. So
But if you know Sinbad already from the original Magi, it actually means something instead of being a stupid, overpowered protagonist.
he is an
Oh, you like
overpowered
stupid, overpowered
protagonist.
protagonists. Never mind, never
Yes,
mind.
I do.
Okay,
Yes, I do.
okay, ladies. Next up, first of all,
One
Matt,
Piece.
I'm enjoying seeing him in the chat. What's up, man? He's getting all frustrated and shit with everything that's going on. Like, pretty entertaining. Josh Duffney really wants to talk about Duff Piece, One Piece, aka
One
Duff Piece from now on. And Nux, since I know you want to talk about, I know Nawa is really into One Piece now. Why don't you guys take it away?
One
Now
Piece
you
is
wanna
freaking
start?
amazing.
No, Nux,
Have
in
it.
8 minutes. Yes, start now, bro.
Now what?
I mean,
now what?
It's amazing, but
Talk about-
I agree with what Nux is probably
Oh.
going to say is that the
The
manga is
articulation.
better. I agree.
And also, since this is about recommendations, you can give some recommendations for people who enjoy One Piece. What else might they enjoy?
So first, as far as One
see,
Piece,
this
I
is
suggest
really weird.
everyone to read the One Piece manga because the anime
Yeah,
is
They
disaster.
cut out a lot in the anime. I did not
Well, it's
realize.
not just
I just started
cutting out.
reading the manga.
Cutting out is
And-
one thing. The other
And the
factor
art.
is
The
the
art.
pacing.
Oh my
Well,
god!
in the manga,
no.
the art's great. In the
I
anime,
know. Like I just started recently reading the manga, and I'm shocked.
where are you up to?
I just got done with a couple chapters. Like I just recently started reading the manga, but I'm almost to episode 300 in the One Piece anime series.
So you didn't even start Water 7?
No, I haven't yet. No, I
You're
haven't.
around there. The
But
boat's
I
done.
am. I just. What am I on right now? Right now. Oh, right now Usopp left, and right now he's
Oh,
trying
yeah,
to pretend that
she's
he's
just
this
got
fucking superhero.
Yeah. She just.
By
got
the
there.
way,
She's
just fun fact, that was one of the good episodes in the anime. The Usopp versus Luffy fight.
That
I
was
suggest you
amazing.
watch that
I
one
cried.
episode.
I cried so bad. I cried so much throughout the series. Like you actually get your feelings invested.
There are a
You
lot of
do.
moments, actually. There are a lot of moments that bring you to that point.
Oh my god, it's bad. It's almost like every single time there's a new crew member that's gonna join, you know you're gonna fucking cry. Or if you know somebody's been there for a while and they're going, you're gonna fucking cry.
Who watches Battle Shonen to cry and get emotional?
It's good. It's good.
People
like that.
actually like watching good shows. There's this issue, Animac. You somehow don't realize that some battle shonens are good. You only watch the bad ones, so you wouldn't know.
This is the thing,
Here's
is
the
you get
thing,
so
here's the
invested
thing,
with the
Knox.
characters. So if somebody dies or they leave or something dramatic happens, you're so invested into the story because you're 200 or 50 episodes in, or you just something's building up inside that you can't help but tear up a little bit.
Nux,
Dude,
why
yeah,
would,
almost.
you realize you were just saying that the One Piece anime isn't that good, especially compared to the manga, and now you're telling me that I should watch One Piece because it's so good. Obviously, if I'm going to get into One Piece, I'm just going to read the manga.
Yeah, read the manga.
I didn't. You don't have to watch it. You can read it.
Yeah, read it. Read it.
Yeah,
Definitely
that's
read
what I
it.
would
You're
do.
cutting out a
Because
lot.
with all these, as we know, with all these long-running shonen, they're very popular, right? So they want to make more episodes, not less. So when a season has 50 episodes instead of 25 or 13, they're going to have a lot of filler. They're going to have a lot of recaps, right? So that's why if you really want to catch up on stuff, and if the manga doesn't trail off like the original Fullmetal Alchemist, if it actually follows the story, the anime keeps following the manga, then read the manga, catch up that way. I think that is a very good suggestion for everyone. So
Unless we're talking Hunter x Hunter, for example, which Madhouse did a great job on.
Yeah, but but the problem is that there's no point jumping.
I didn't even watch
the
it,
manga's not
so,
even
yeah.
going to end. Well, it's not even going to continue.
No, the manga's starting again in 2018, actually.
apparently,
right about
like,
that.
And
the Hunter x Hunter manga, I don't know what's going on with that.
They'll do 10 chapters, and then it'll end it. It'll just stop.
I'm
With
pretty
the
sure he's
Hunter
right
x
about
Hunter manga, I
that.
don't know what's happening. Like they go off hiatus for
Shonen-
like 2
shonen
months
trash.
and then go back on hiatus.
Shonen trash. Shonen trash. Shonen trash.
Okay, Recon, I'm gonna
It's a great mantra, but can you do it somewhere else?
stop you. Honestly, like if you haven't seen something, stop commenting on it. If you don't need to know everything you haven't seen. You haven't seen a lot of stuff, man.
You guys are
It's
talking
funny.
about shonen all
What I
the
laugh
time.
about is
bro.
every time I hear it say like, "Oh, shonen trash." I'm like, "This is the guy that likes fairy tale." Oh yeah, him.
Look, we're talking about shonen all the goddamn time.
Him.
Okay, so what do you want to talk about, Mr. Fairy Tail and Sword Art Online? Please tell me.
Something else besides shonen. Please!
Well, I
Fantasy
mentioned
anime that
Simon.
isn't shonen that you like. Go ahead.
Konosuba and ReZero.
What?
Oh, ReZero's a good fantasy.
Slap yourself.
Fuck you, man.
No, cool. Konosuba and ReZero, both good fantasy anime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's talk about them. Come on.
Valid
These are two good shows.
points, Recon. So those are anime we can't talk about, but you don't have to freak out about it. Also, some people in the chat mentioned Death Note. That is a very good mature fantasy anime. 100% agree. Death Note really good. A lot of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Obviously, alchemy is type of magic, type of fantasy. So yeah, definitely a lot of more mature anime out there that are magic. Oh, Mushishi. Definitely not a shonen, but a great anime that I really enjoy. Some people find it boring because it's so fast-paced and episodic, but I really enjoy it. I think it's like a really cool experience. It makes you kind of connect with nature and the mythology of older Japan and stuff like that. So yeah, enjoyed greatly. But okay, what do we want to say about Konosuba and Sword Art Online? Other than not Sword Art Online, ReZero. Other than ReZero, we still don't know if there's going to be a second season or when. With Konosuba, a new anime project was announced, but keyword project, we don't know if it's actual season, if it's going to be a movie like No Game No Life. We're not sure. So yeah, go ahead, guys.
I think they said it's an OVA actually.
Pretty sure it's an OVA, yeah.
Do we know it's an OVA?
I think so. I think my anime list came out with something like that saying it was an OVA, but I'm not 100% on that, so don't quote me.
Yeah, last time I checked, and I try to follow the news regularly, but last time I checked, they weren't sure it was a new project.
Konosuba is probably one of the funniest anime I've ever watched. Probably one of the best comedy I've ever seen. So, yeah, that's me for Konosuba. It's funny as fuck. I almost laugh every single episode at most cases, and I can't stop saying how much Aqua is such a useless goddess, and how much I love Megumi because she explodes and just collapses. And I just don't really, I don't really like darkness. I mean, so yeah. Except for the one episode where the giant just played with her boobs, just as it was jiggling up and down. Yeah, that's about it.
This is the Recon monologue.
Yeah, well, it's so funny that Recon says something I agree with, that he likes Konosuba, but his reasons are so nonsensical and random that it really makes one wonder.
What do you want me to talk about Konosuba?
I like Megumi because she's exploding. What kind of rationale is that for anything?
Because it's funny.
I'm gonna facepalm for a while, guys. Nux, anyone else want to say anything?
I want to watch you facepalm. be honest.
You don't have a sense of humor, Animac.
No, he
I
thought
have
it was
a sense of
funny.
humor. That's why I enjoy Konosuba, but I enjoy the humor, not just the explosions.
I
That's
like
just
the explosions.
That's one gag.
If you don't know,
that to me,
Megumin is
anything
my
gets
favorite.
old pretty
Megumin
quick.
is my favorite character from Konosuba.
We know.
So yeah, I like.
Look,
exploding-
Megan is my favorite character from Konosuba too. Favorite female character from Konosuba too. To be honest,
Yeah.
A lot of agreement between Nux and Recon.
for totally different reasons.
Yeah, okay, so please,
I'm surprised.
Nux, what is your reason for liking Megumin? Please tell me.
Why are we doing Megaman again? We've done this like 6 times already.
No, well, I'll just have to say I am actually surprised that none of you, even though I didn't like the anime version, I am actually surprised that none of you mentioned Youjo Senki.
Oh,
Youjo
yeah,
Senki.
yeah.
Oh, Yojo Senki.
Youjo Senki with a
What was that, Tanya,
crazy-ass
the-
lolly.
Yeah, Tanya. Yeah.
It wasn't amazing. I don't know why you think we would mention it. It wasn't bad.
I always hear people going off on it.
Nah, I didn't hear anyone going off on it. I don't know. You have a lolly, isekai, Nazi, and that's it. That's
So
the
then
whole
you
show.
know Digibro was loving it.
Digibro was in 7th heaven. Pedantic romantic. He was able to put her bloody face on the front of all of his thumbnails because his trick to success is bloody lolly faces. Bam. So like everyone was having a great time.
All right.
Okay, well, there you
No,
go.
yeah, so I heard good things about Youjo Senki from a lot of critics, and to me it was just solid. Kind of like recreated.
Yeah, agreed.
Stuff. Nothing that like grabbed me. It's like, whoa, this is something I'll remember, but it was like not bad, right? So that's kind of my take on it.
I have to say I preferred it to Recreators, to be honest. It actually kept me watching it the whole way through, which is mind blowing. Recreators sort of didn't.
Yeah, I agree with you, Nux. I also am one of those people that Recreators. I got in like 12 episodes in, and I was kind of like,
Yeah, I dropped it at about episode 14.
I
Wait a
loved it.
second. Is freaking Youjo Senki the Tanya of
Yeah,
the
Tanya of the Evil or whatever.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I freaking loved that series. I'm like sitting here thinking about, I'm like, why does that sound so familiar? I think I've seen that series. I just typed it in. I'm like, oh, I love that. That was a really, really good series. That was really good.
Pretty sure it will have a second season because it left off open.
Oh God, man, I love that. That was a really good one. That was good. I think it was like, I feel like it didn't get a good, like, you know what I mean, hype that I feel it deserved.
I didn't
I
feel
feel
it.
like- I feel like
I
maybe
like-
I
in the
thought
YouTube
it
community,
got
I
a
feel
lot of
like
hype.
it did get hype.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
It
Yeah,
is a
that's
hype
why-
series. Pretty sure it got like 8 point something for rating on my anime list.
Yeah,
I just feel
yeah,
like
that's
it did.
what-
I didn't hear a lot of people talking about it when it was like, you know what I mean? Not as much as like other series that were out around that time.
Well, I
Well,
mean,
to
it's
be
like,
honest, it's hard to in this community. It's hard to talk about current anime because unless it's a really hyped one, you don't get views. I mean, I sort of know from experience, as does Animac. No one else really does that type of thing. But unless it's a really hyped anime, like My Hero Academia got you views. Pretty much nothing else gets you views unless you're pedantic romantic and you have a bloody lolly face on the thumbnail. That's why he got 450,000 views on his Youjo Senki video. But aside from that, it's
Maybe.
really hard. Like my Magus Bride video only got somewhere in the teen thousands. That's not
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah, in terms of hype, like
Must be nice.
in terms of hype, it's hard to really gauge it because as members of the anime community, like there's certain people you subscribe to. So even though, you know, maybe I have a lot of people talking about Tanya the Evil that I follow in the anime world because, you know, in the anime world, it's interesting, lolly, Nazi, whatever. Like it's like an interesting premise. But you could be right that, you know, in the wider community outside of YouTube, there's not that many people talking about it, right? So it's like, you know, how do you gauge the hype? I don't know. Probably like maybe if Netflix has an anime, then you could see how many people actually watched it by their stats or something like that. But it's hard because we're immersed within a community where we're kind of more sensitive to everything than
Like for
the
example,
general audience.
Mm-hmm.
like current airing anime as it is, unless it's a crazy hyped one that people were waiting for, it doesn't really get anywhere. There's like one a year that really blows up that's hyped for everyone. Attack on Titan, Sword Art Online, Tokyo Ghoul was like that. One Punch Man was like that. Those were like big names that even at the time were hyped. Everything else is pretty much not.
Well, we have, and because we're talking about fantasy recommendations, we have 2 sequels that have some hype coming up next season. Seven Deadly Sins, we talked about it. Also Overlord, which goes from a sci-fi to a fantasy, straight out, to like an isekai. So those 2 I feel like have some hype. Do they have not Attack on Titan, My Hero Academia hype, but they do have some hype.
Well,
I don't know. Can you think of any other anime coming up in 2018 that are
hype? Fantasy anime coming next season that I'm looking forward to more than both of those is Psyche Kuso no Sinan. Because no one watches good anime.
Well,
shut up, you snob. I gotta get you in touch with that anime snob.
Please don't. She's been bugging me like crazy. Apparently, he's on your Discord server, and he found me there, and he's like trying to get me to buy his book.
But he does that with everyone. That's just what he does.
But he spams me.
You can't take that personally.
It's not personal. I just.
Yeah, Basilisk, the continuation to Basilisk. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but that is.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Have you watched the original
in the past?
Yeah, I've seen Basilisk.
Previous stream.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good.
Very sad show. I did cry in the end.
Yeah, it's emotional. It's emotional.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Basilisk, but Psyche's really good, and somewhat people pick up. No one watches Psyche because when it aired last year, 2016, the first season, it aired every weekday, 1 episode, and each episode was like 4 minutes long.
Yeah.
When on the English dub, they combined them into 20-minute episodes.
Which is useful, right? Because when it's a different format, it's hard to adapt. One fantasy anime that did have quite a bit of hype, I think, that's unusual for like a non-shonen mainstream anime, was Re:Zero. I thought Re:Zero definitely had quite a bit of hype, eh?
Yeah, that did have hype. Not like My Hero Academia, but yes.
It built up hype because of Rem.
Boy.
It's
best girl.
Yeah.
If you have memes, like same thing with Konosuba. Konosuba had hype because of the memes that come out of these shows.
Look at Blend S this season. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I honestly hated the ending of Re:Zero.
The opening meme of Blend S.
Am I the only one
That
who
is
felt
such
like
a
it's a
meme.
wasted series towards the end? Like, I feel like Re:Zero should have ended, like, right when the creature popped up at that one final episode and cut off his head when he was holding Rem. Should have ended right there.
Yeah, that would have been great.
No, it would have been amazing because that was like, oh my god, you know?
But then it turns from
I really liked Re:Zero. I know it has flaws.
Who's your favorite?
Like Made in Abyss has flaws, but it was a really good.
I just didn't like
Are
how
you
it
Rem or
ended. That's
Amelia,
it.
Nux?
No one's Amelia. Come on, guys.
I loved her. I
Yay.
freaking loved the shit out
Nux
of her.
is Rem.
Why? What did she do in the show?
What did Amelia do in the show? First, I'll answer you.
Why do you do this? I've clearly explained that Amelia is the better character in that show.
No,
I explained why.
No, she's not.
Look, I think I answered Recon's question very well. He asked me, am I...
Yeah? Magic
asked me,
Spell. Who are you? Have you seen this? Magic Spell, die. Magic Spell, die. Magic Spell, live. Heal. Rest on my knee.
Can you explain to...
Don't be an idiot.
What you're even talking about, Somaka, because...
I don't understand what you're saying, so...
That is what Amelia did. That is what Amelia did for the show.
Yeah.
What are you talking... Okay.
I just thought she was hot.
Okay, no one interrupt me now, because it's very clear what Amelia did. Amelia A saved... what was his name? Subaru's life in the very first episode before she even knew him, and gave up her medallion thing that was important to her because of that, because she's a good person. Her whole goal is to help other people, including people who have been discriminated all their lives for no reason, like her, because she's a good person. When Subaru starts acting like a stalker, creepy maniac, she tells him stop it and fuck off because she knows what she's doing and she's a strong character. Unlike Rem, who first of all attacks Subaru and kills him for no reason.
Misunderstanding.
Then all of a sudden falls in love with him and just lets him get away with the dumbest shit ever because she's such a passive, worthless character.
Those last 2 points were false. One, she got rid of Subaru because Subaru was jeopardizing her chances at the crown. Okay?
He was stalking her and being creepy, not just jeopardizing her chances.
2, Rem killed him because she believed he was a spy of the witch. Because everything in their world, which is bad, smells like the witch. And he had the witch's scent.
Bro, just because you want to make me mad
show
in a
you're
Rant
watching,
Café
bro.
doesn't mean that I should murder you.
Me, bro.
Look, just to come back here for a second, when Recon asked me, do I like Rem or Amelia, I remember saying I don't like Amelia.
I like Rem more than Amelia.
So yeah, that makes you a Rem person.
I don't think either of the two are great characters.
I think Rem was a lot cooler because she had a big mystery behind her, and then you slowly, realize what her intake were and how it changed. I really like Rem a lot.
If I had to pick a preference between the two of them, I guess I'd say Rem, but not because she's a great character.
Then
Neither of the two are amazing characters.
I bet it's Krush.
Anyway, the point is, we're going to wrap it up soon, but Rem is your classic otaku bait, contrived character. Oh, I'm emotionally unstable. I have a difficult past. I'll fall in love with this guy and do whatever he says because I'm passive and I'll just protect him and do everything for him. Complete otaku bait, not a complete character. Unlike Amelia, who is actually her own person and an interesting character and actually wants Subaru to be a better person, doesn't indulge his stupidity. So yes, thank you very much, Amelia, best girl.
So like Rem must have left with Subaru then, didn't she? Because she indulges him.
I'm pretty sure Rem has been with
you knew
Subaru
who Amelia
a lot
was
more.
throughout the whole entire series. You knew who she was, and that's what made her cool. So I'm definitely not disagreeing with you on that part, but I also agree in the part that I feel he should have frickin' chose Rem. That's actually why I didn't like the series, is because he didn't choose her. And the whole fact of that is because you thought she was this person that had an evil intent, and then throughout the series she developed into that otaku crazed thing that everybody
Animac, remember that episode? I don't know. I think it was 23 or 24 with that long ass dialogue for Rem and Subaru, and at the end,
that's like episode. No, that was episode 18.
That was 18.
Yeah, 18. Sorry about that. I forgot which episode it was, man. But yeah, that long ass dialogue, and at the end, he just says he loves Amelia. That really did trigger me.
But the funny thing is, he loves Amelia for no reason.
I'll say it again: a contrived, tragic past does not equal character development. Okay.
That was huge character development for her.
No, how she changed. It was the fact that she was this person that was evil and had evil intent, and then she changed into that otaku crazed person, not even until halfway through the series, you know what I mean? And then towards the end, towards that half of the rest of it, towards the end, you started realizing, she is in love with him. She will do anything for him. And it was something that you didn't expect from Rem.
Yeah.
So
did
that was
Amelia
really cool.
did any of that shit? No, I don't think I've seen.
She was
her
the
do
same
any of
thing
that
throughout
shit.
the whole series until you figured out more alignment with the witch, and then she kind of changed into an even more kind of serious tone person. But either way, she did stay true blue to what she is, and that's why I think she was a cool character. But I feel he should have chose Rem because you totally didn't see that shit coming. You think he's obsessed with her, so how crazy would it have been if he dropped it all at the last second for the demon girl?
Gorgeous
But
grammatics.
that's the thing. Just because Amelia is a complete character at the start and not a completely dependent cycle doesn't make her a bad character. Just because they don't develop her as we go and she's already somewhat developed, that's not a bad thing.
No,
that's
it's not.
what I like when people fall for these cliche tropes. Obviously, if Subaru wanted to be with Rem, he would have wanted to stay the obsessive pussy that he was. The reason he wants to be with Amelia because he knows that Amelia will make him a better man because she actually expects things from him, doesn't just indulge his stupidity.
Sorry, Grammatic.
I agree with both sides.
Amelia, if he wanted to be a better person, if he wanted to stay how he was, he should have chosen Rem.
Amelia was naive, and even Puck said it. She's like a child. Yeah, she's like a little child. Her actual age is
naive as
103
Rant.
years old.
Not nearly as
That's a
naive
child
as
because
Rant.
she doesn't even know what the hell she wants. She's been playing with freaking
Her
Clover.
actual age is 103 years old. Yeah, she has the mental
None of the
age
female
of
characters are that
13-year-old.
amazing. Can we move on, please?
Nox, for once, I agree with you. You can't argue with people who, after I say, in the first episode, Emilia risks everything to save a complete stranger because
She
she's a
didn't
good
risk
person,
crap, okay?
and that person will then turn around and say, "What has Emilia ever done?" Like, you can't argue with these people. You can't do it, Nox. So, Nox,
I
why
don't know.
don't
I
you?
have no idea what you're talking about. Just be frank. She didn't risk crap. You were amazing. Amelia was okay. Ram was fine. Moving on.
Yeah.
Neither of them were special.
Yeah, there you go. I like that.
Gorgeous Grimac says in the chat, one of my favorite fantasy anime of all time. He says, what about Drama Alert?
Oh my
So-
god.
So
I
let's
don't
be
know.
honest.
Drama
Well,
alert.
I call it fantasy because Keemstar makes up 80% of what's on that thing. That news
Let's
thing.
not talk about Drama Alert or Keem the douchebag, please.
Okay, the point is that people who said Cory in the House is a slice of life anime, not a fantasy. So yeah, get your shit together, guys. Anyhow,
Anime, bro.
it's time to wrap this up before I freak out on Recon again and potentially Nux.
Look, when I even go on my anime list and type in Cory in the House, it doesn't appear there.
Recon,
I'm pretty
why
sure
don't
it
you
does.
tell us who you are, what you do, and what one fantasy anime you would recommend to everyone to watch?
Okay. What's up, boys? It's your boy Recon, and I do them top 10 anime lists, and I recommend you all to watch SAO, Fairy Tail.
One. I said one.
Oh, okay.
And it has
Just watch SAO, yeah. If
Okay.
you haven't. I'm pretty sure you all watched it, though.
He's not being ironic, everybody, in case you're wondering. Now, Wagata, to you.
Yes, I'm Nawagata. I do funny anime news and soon animations, and I recommend you all to watch Ancient Magus Bride.
Nice. Thank you. Nux Taku Senpai.
What? Animac Kohai?
No, we're both senpais to each other.
I didn't realize. Anyway, on to fantasy recommendations. So I'll recommend one that we didn't talk about until here. Spice and Wolf is my favorite romance anime, and it is also a fantasy anime.
Good recommendation, Nux. You went for the little older, and it's definitely.
I had to even the scales. He says
Fucking love
SAO. I
Spice
have to
and
go
Wolf.
complete opposite end.
I love Spice and Wolf.
So I guess Recon does like Spice and Wolf, so that's interesting. All
I
right.
like it as well. I did watch it.
Recently, he's been trying to say he likes everything I like. I don't know. Something's suspicious.
No, I'll give him Spice and Wolf, that's not
I'm serious. I fucking watched Spice and Wolf.
Spice and Wolf is good. Spice and Wolf is good.
Who
It's an anime
hasn't
with
watched Spice and
economics.
Wolf?
It is really damn good.
Thank you, Nux. So Maka to you.
Hey everyone, so I recommend everyone should check out Otome Yokai Zakuro. That's a nice, cute little romance fantasy anime.
You want to say that again slower? You say it again slower.
Did you not get that?
The title.
Nope,
you
didn't
need
get
the
it at
title.
all. Otonomo Komokai Sekiru.
Otome Yokai Zakuro. Okay, you got that?
Got it. Got it. You the man.
Yeah, 13 episodes long. Nice little fantasy romance. Definitely
Rated a 7.5 on my anime list. Good.
worth watching. Yeah. So.
Okay, thank you, Soul. And for me, I would recommend everyone watch Mushishi. Now, I know a lot of people won't like it, but to me, it's very special, really good anime. One of those that I always remember. So that would be my recommendation. By the way, everyone's channel links are in the description. Thank you for joining us for a stream where recommendations about fantasy anime turned into violent rants about waifus and Recon's taste. Well, that's every Rant Cafe, really, let's face it. So yeah, thanks, guys.
Welcome to Rant Episode 53, otherwise known as
Yeah.
Recon Strangling of the Week.
Yeah, well, like it's true if you think about it. At every Rant Cafe, we end up complaining about waifus in some way and about Recon's taste in some way. So that is
Yeah.
a standard.
I think this has been the angriest Rant Cafe.
Oh, trust me, Soul. Trust me, we've had worse. We've had worse.
We've had worse. And the worst one was when we actually had a stream on Black Critic Guy's channel, an entire 2-hour stream talking about Rem versus Amelia.
Oh my god, that was the
Actually
rage
happened.
moments. Trust me.
This actually happened. And
Oh,
it was
no.
me and Briggs
Good, I'm
versus
glad.
Tony and Recon.
I'm glad calling you a white supremacist last week sort of passed.
But how about this anime? Should we have an updated version of Rem vs. Amelia? How about that with the new
According to
members?
Noxtaku, alt-right people like Black Clover. So, you know. And in my opinion, everyone who thinks that Rem is best girl is a communist. Thank you guys.
Oh.
And until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys.